What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90, and today it is finally time for the quarterfinal predictions of the World Cup. I want to give a massive shout out to the new members of the TF90 Super Tipsters Members Club: Justin Casey, Bobby Mirian, Talal Al Gawas, Siboniso Sele, Mr. Nice Guy, Davido Jr., and Brandon B. Since the last video, we have absolutely been smashing it with the members tip. We had the Uruguay and South Korea Portugal double up there. Kylian Mbappe to score against Poland. I actually offered a correct score prediction at odds of 9-1 of France to win 3-0, but then that 100th minute penalty kind of screwed that up. But we had the Sunday double: France -1, England and over 1.5. We had a correct score prediction of Japan against Croatia 1-1, despite pretty much all of my members saying, do you not think Japan can win that game? We had the high odds double of Brazil halftime, full-time, and Japan and Croatia to draw. Another Monday double with those games too. And then the Tuesday double with Morocco and Spain to be drawing at halftime, and Portugal and Switzerland with both teams to score. So if you want to join the TF90 Super Tipsters Members Club and get exclusive member tips and accumulators that you can get involved with, then be sure to click the join button down below. I will of course be giving tips for each game in this video as well. So massive shout out to all of you that do support me. Let's get into the predictions. Look at that. I am in the top 2% of the world for World Cup predictions, and I'm in the top 500 for the UK. Come on now. Kicking it off, we do have Croatia up against Brazil, and as you can see, Croatia have actually only won the one game this World Cup, and that was against Canada, who, although they played quite well, didn't really pick up any points at all. So, you know, think of that what you will. Drew against a good Moroccan side who are also still in the competition. Drew against Belgium, who were very underwhelming. And they got the 1-1 draw with Japan that I expected. I mean, some of the penalties we saw, we obviously had the penalty shootout between Croatia and Japan, and it was woeful from Japan, wasn't it? And then we had Morocco and Spain. And again, the penalties from Spain and the keeping from the Morocco keeper was just another level. So this game, I think Brazil, on the other hand, have looked very, very good this tournament. We can just pretty much disregard that L. I think Brazil were much the better team in that game, even though they played their sort of second 11. Brazil are going to win this one. Croatia know they have to score if they want a chance, so they're going to score. I'm going to go for another 3-1 prediction to Brazil. Obviously, in the last round of 16, I predicted that Brazil would win 3-1 against South Korea. It ended up being 4-1, so pretty close there. And instead of going for over 2.5 goals as a tip like I did in that game in the last video, I'm going to go ballsy this time. I'm going to go for Brazil and both teams to score at 3.4. Like I said, I think Croatia have to score, and I think they therefore will be able to get that one goal like they did against Japan, perhaps the likes of Ivan Perisic, for example. But the way Brazil are playing, they look absolutely unbelievable, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to the Brazilians. Now, after this, Netherlands-Argentina. I'm going to try and not let my love for Lionel Messi cloud my judgment here. I'm very much struggling to separate these two teams, so I'm going to say, just like in the World Cup in 2014, that it goes to penalties. So with that being said, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think both teams will score because Netherlands have looked pretty good this tournament. Argentina, I think Argentina have another gear. That's why I'm not predicting Netherlands to win. I do think Argentina could win this game. So basically what I'm saying is I think it could go either way. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw and just throw it up in the air. And the thing is, with a 1-1 draw on Super Brew, this isn't the 90 minutes. Obviously, if you bet on a 1-1 draw, it's at the end of the 90 minutes. This has to go to extra time and then penalties as a 1-1 draw for me to get a perfect score prediction. So that means barely any people are going to predict a draw. So if it does go to penalties, I'll get a pretty good differential on everyone else that will probably pick Argentina to win. So I'm going to go 1-1 draw. My tip is Netherlands double chance and both teams to score at 2.87. I think that's really good value. Nearly 3 times your stake. Obviously, Argentina could win, and part of me, like, as a Messi fan, hopes Argentina do win. But I'm trying to look for the value, and I do think Netherlands have looked a little bit sharper than Argentina at the moment. And then again, though, whilst Argentina beat Australia 2-1, it could have been like 4 or 5-1. So this one, out of all the 4 games, is the one I'm the least confident on. Hence why I'm kind of sitting on the fence. I do think Netherlands double chance of both teams scores good value at 3 times your stake, but I hope Argentina win. I'm not going to lie. But we'll go with extra time, then penalties, and hopefully Argentina can do it that way, so I'm happy regardless. After that, it's Morocco up against Portugal. Morocco, very solid defense. Are they going to score 6 times like they did against Switzerland? No, they're not. But I predicted Morocco not to score against Spain. I'm predicting them not to score against Portugal. It could happen. They could get one. But I'm going for a 2-0 win to Portugal. I don't think they're going to get the heights that they did in the round of 16. They looked absolutely phenomenal. They looked Brazil-esque. They looked unbelievable, Portugal. But I'm just going to go for a 2-0 win to Portugal. And my tip here is Portugal to win at 1.62. My tip was Portugal to beat Switzerland at 1.9. And perhaps I'm guessing them beating them by 5 goals made the odds here lower than perhaps they would have been. Perhaps 1.75 or something. something previously, but I can understand that the money moves to Portugal after seeing them perform the way they did last night, and I think for good reason. So I'm going to go for a Portuguese win here. After this one, England against France. Is this bias, doomsday bias? I think England could beat France, and I hope they do, but how am I going to say that they will? I don't know. So I am going to go for a 2-1 to France. There are two tips that I have in mind, one being both teams to score at 1.8. France are going to score. I know England have been pretty good defensively this tournament, but then again, they haven't been tested too much. And I do think England are going to score because they scored a lot of goals this tournament. They look good. So I think both teams to score at 1.8 could be a shout. But France to win at this value here, I just think France are really good. And don't get me wrong, I would happily fall on my sword. I'd happily bet on France to win here and lose the bet if it means that England win 100%. But I just think France, they've got Kylian Mbappe, basically. That's the difference. When you look man for man, England and France are actually quite similar. Perhaps the way England set up can or has been in the past quite defensive, quite pragmatic, and perhaps means we don't get the best out of the array of talent that we have. But if you go man for man and assume they play the same sort of system, the same tactics, it is very, very similar. But then they do have that star quality in Kylian Mbappe. And whilst Harry Kane is a wonderful striker, he's not in the form of Kylian Mbappe. Whilst Foden and Saka are on brilliant form, it's Kylian Mbappe. And I just think if I had to pick a winner, he would make the difference. I hope to God I'm wrong, because we're getting to the stage where now as an England fan, we're thinking maybe it's finally coming home, but we always knew this was going to happen. I predicted it in the members video from the beginning. We'd top the group, we'd beat Senegal in the round of 16, and then we'd come up against France, and that was always going to be when the tournament actually started. And I hope that England gets something from it. I just struggle to look past France, and this value for a French team that's, I mean, they're the reigning champions of the world. I mean, the value there is absolutely unreal. So those are my predictions down there. Brazil to win quite comfortably. Netherlands, Argentina could go all the way. I think Portugal get the better of Morocco. England and France could go all the way to penalties. You never know. But I did get a comment on the last video. They said, knockout football and you haven't predicted any penalty shootouts. First of all, I predicted one penalty shootout in the last video, and I was pretty much spot on. The Japan-Croatia game was 1-1 and went to penalties. I predicted that would be a draw. And the Morocco-Spain game that went to penalties, I said it would be a low-scoring close game. The only difference was I said it would be 1-0 to Spain. And if you take that shot at the very end from Spain that hits the post, if that goes in, it's a perfect prediction, and the joke's on you. But the guy who actually tried to mug me off saying that I was an idiot for not predicting more than one penalty shootout literally removed his comment. I tried to go and find his comment to put it in this video to be like, how can you say that I'm an idiot before the games have even happened when all my predictions are kind of based on statistics and everything like that. I try and keep feelings out of it. And the only reason I didn't go for many penalty shootouts or close games is because you look at the round of 16, it was very much underdog against a favourite. There were very few ties that were closely matched, and the ones that were, Japan and Croatia, I got spot on, and Morocco, Spain, I was very, very close. So that is going to do it for my predictions. There's no gimme fixtures from this point on. Obviously, Brazil and Portugal are definitely favourites to get through to the semi-finals, but the other two games, very, very close, very 50-50, and I cannot wait. So if you are excited, please do drop a like on the video and leave your predictions down in the comments below. So with all that being said, that is going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Obviously, after the World Cup, we'll be straight back in with the Premier League, continuing the season where we left off. That is going to do it from me, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.